Have you ever woken up, I still have closed, already feeling weighed down? Like the whole world's waiting for you to catch up with a ton of notifications on your phone, work emails piling up, or that endless stream of noisy news? You scroll through social media right out of bed, and suddenly, you feel like you're already behind the curve with the entire universe. But what if you could start your day differently? What if you could take control of your mind before the world crashes in? Welcome to Stoic Wisdom. Today, we're diving into 5 simple yet powerful reminders that the ancient Stoic philosophers, those brilliant minds from 2,000 years ago, suggested whispering to yourself every morning. These aren't dusty old theories. They're practical tools you can use right now to kick off your day with peace, focus, and a clear sense of direction. Want to know how to wake up feeling strong and ready to tackle any challenge? How to avoid getting sucked into the chaotic spin of modern life? And most importantly, how to become the master of your own mind right from the first moment of the day. Stick around with Stoic Wisdom. In this video, we'll break down 5 Stoic reminders designed to help you, a young person in America or anywhere else, build a morning full of positive energy and purpose. These aren't just starters for your day. They can shift how you see your whole life. You ready to make that change? Let's dive in. Asterisk reminder 1. I'm grateful to be here. Take a second and ask yourself, have you ever woken up without realizing that just breathing, living another day, is the biggest gift of all? In today's hustle, we often forget that. But Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, wrote in his meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This isn't empty talk. It's the foundation for building inner peace. Stoicism teaches that gratitude isn't a fleeting feeling. It's a habit that helps you recognize the true value of life, even when everything around you feels chaotic. Now, let's get real about what young folks in America are dealing with. You might be a college student in New York, waking up to a flood of emails from professors, or an office worker in California, stressed by deadlines and nonstop social media alerts. According to a report from the American Psychological Association, over 70% of people under 35 in the U.S. deal with chronic stress, often from comparing themselves to others on Instagram or TikTok. They roll out of bed and dive straight into an endless to-do list. Classes, work, gym time, hanging with friends, all turning mornings into a burden instead of an opportunity. But Stoicism reminds us, before you jump into that grind, pause and be grateful. Gratitude doesn't make you lazy. It fuels real motivation because you realize life isn't something you can take for granted. Let's flip it and think critically. A lot of young people believe happiness only comes from big wins, like landing that dream job at Google, buying a house in San Francisco, or racking up thousands of likes online. They figure gratitude is for folks who already have it all, while they're still grinding. But the Stoics push back. That's just an illusion. Happiness isn't an external stuff. It starts with appreciating what you've got right now. If you're always waiting for success to feel grateful, you'll stay miserable forever. Ask yourself, how much more do you really need to feel content? Stoicism encourages this kind of critical thinking to break the cycle of dissatisfaction, showing you that gratitude is the key to living fully, not a reward after you've got everything dialed to. Make this hit home. Picture a real-life example from everyday grind. Say you're a senior at the University of Texas, and lately you've been hit hard by illness, maybe the flu or even COVID. Those days stuck in bed, all you wanted was the energy to step outside, blast your favorite tunes, or just breathe fresh air without coughing your lungs out. Now that you're healthy again, hold on to that feeling. Today, you can stretch, hear birds chirping outside your window, or savor that hot cup of coffee. That's not small stuff. It's a gift millions around the world don't have. I heard a story from a buddy in Los Angeles, a young coder. After a minor car accident, he started every morning grateful for his legs still working. The result? He stopped stressing over work and zeroed in on what matters, like time with family. Stories like this prove gratitude isn't just theory, it transforms how you face your day. So, how do you put this into action? Simply, no need for fancy journals or hours of reflection. Right when you wake up, place your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath, feel your heartbeat and the air filling your lungs. Then whisper to yourself, I'm grateful to be here. It takes just 10 seconds, but it sets the tone for peace all day. Try it tomorrow morning and watch the difference. You'll feel more ready to handle whatever comes. And once you're grateful for being alive, it'll be easier to let go of yesterday's baggage. That's what we'll explore next. Asterisk reminder 2. Yesterday. doesn't know me ever wake up and get yanked right back into yesterday, a fight with a friend, a screw up at work, or just a social media post that went unnoticed? That's when you need the second Stoic reminder. Yesterday doesn't owe me. Epictetus, a former slave turned legendary philosopher, taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This philosophy stresses that the past only matters if you learn from it. Otherwise, it shouldn't control your present or future. The Stoics believe we have the freedom to choose our reactions, and letting go of yesterday is the first step to true freedom. In the real world for young Americans, yesterday's weight is a common trap. Imagine you're a freelancer in Chicago, haunted by a rejected client email from the day before, or a student in Boston still replaying a botched presentation. A Gallup survey shows over 60% of Americans under 30 carry stress from one day to the next, tanking productivity and ramping up burnout risk. Social media makes it worse. An ignored Snapchat message, a story without likes, or a nasty comment can linger all night. But Stoicism says if you let the past own you, you lose the power to build a better today. A ton of people think clinging to the past is how you grow, like replaying mistakes will prevent repeats. But the Stoics counter, that's self-punishing nonsense. Obsessing doesn't make you stronger, it drains you and kills confidence. Ask yourself, does dwelling on yesterday's argument really solve today's problems? Stoicism pushes critical thinking by separating what you can control, your current reaction, from what you can't, what's already happened. By letting go, you're not dodging responsibility, you're freeing up energy for meaningful action. Think of a young NBA player on the Los Angeles Lakers. In last night's game, he missed a game-winning shot, costing the win. If he wakes up obsessing, replaying the moment, beating himself up, he's likely to mess up again from lack of focus. But with Stoicism, he learns maybe practice more shots, then drops the negativity. I think of Michael Jordan, who said he missed over 9,000 shots in his career, but never let them define him. The payoff, legend status, apply it to your life. If your boss chewed you out yesterday, don't let it wreck today's meeting. Reset and move forward. How to practice. Before getting out of bed, picture yourself wearing a heavy backpack stuffed with yesterday's negativity, worries, regrets, disappointments. Now, visualize shrugging it off and leaving it on the floor. Breathe deep, then say to yourself, yesterday doesn't own me. It's a quick, gentle move that clears your mind. For the day, give it a shot and feel the freedom. You'll be primed to master your mind. Like we'll cover control my mind. Ever feel like your mind's a wild horse, bolting off with 100 negative thoughts first thing in the morning? The third Stoic reminder reins it in. I control my mind. Marcus Aurelius nailed it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is Stoicism's core. We can't control the world, but we can train our minds to respond calmly and rationally. It's not about denying emotions, it's about guiding them to serve a better life. In America, while UNG people check their phones over 80 times a day on average, per Rescue Time research, you wake up in a tiny Seattle apartment, bombarded by Twitter notifications, political news, or friend drama on Facebook all before breakfast. It scrambles your focus, spikes stress, and leaves you feeling powerless. Stoicism flips the script. Instead of letting the outside world run the show, claim your inner power. Your mind is the only territory you truly own. Plenty of young folks believe they can't control their thoughts, like the mind, as this untamable beast. They think negative emotions are inevitable, and trying to manage them just backfires. But the Stoics push back. That's confusing control with suppression. You don't erase thoughts. You observe and steer them. Ask yourself, does letting your mind wander really solve anything, or just breed more anxiety? Stoicism fosters critical thinking by distinguishing initial impressions, automatic thoughts, from judgments, intentional responses. Once you get that, you unlock real strength. Picture driving to work in Houston, stuck in brutal traffic, a classic in big U.S. cities. Option 1, you rage, curse, and let anger ruin your day, killing your work vibe. Option 2, accept you can't fix the traffic, but can control your mind, so crank up a favorite self-growth podcast, or call a friend. Same situation, different reaction, totally different life. I saw a friend in New York do this. After losing her job in the pandemic, instead of wallowing, she trained her mind to focus on new skills. Boom, she landed a better gig in months. To practice. Take just 1 minute sitting up after waking. Inhale, exhale. Watch thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Whisper, I control my mind. It's a simple daily nudge to build the habit. Once you've got your mind in check, spreading kindness becomes effortless, your true superpower. Up next, reminder 4. Kindness is my superpower. In a world where sarcasm and snark often pass for cool. On social media, do you dare make kindness your weapon? The 4th reminder, kindness is my superpower. Marcus Aurelius put it, kindness is invincible if it's sincere. Stoicism shows kindness isn't weakness, it's inner strength in action, building lasting relationships and protecting your energy. Reality check, U.S. social media culture pushes competition and criticism. Think brutal comments on Twitter or Reddit. Young people often feel success means being tough, even cold. But Harvard Business Review research says folks who practice kindness at work advance faster and stress less. Stoicism reminds us genuine kindness boomerangs, creating a positive cycle. Many confuse kindness with being a pushover, fearing it will get you taken advantage of. Stoics counter, true kindness takes strength, the strength to respond with understanding, not anger. Ask yourself, does firing back negativity make you stronger or just drag you down? This critical mindset reveals kindness as a tool for owning your life. Online, you get a harsh comment on your post. Instead of arguing, reply calmly, thanks for your take, I'll think on it. It guards your energy and might shift the convo. Real story, a young influencer in Miami built a huge community by always being kind. Larry Big COLLABS. Every morning, picture one small kind act, text encouragement or smile at someone. Say, kindness is my superpower. It'll lead you to the final reminder, cherishing the present moment. Reminder 5, this moment is all I have. Ever feel like you're living too much for tomorrow, missing out on right now? The last Stoic reminder, this moment is all I have. Seneca, a Stoic giant, wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. The idea of memento mori, remember everything's temporary, reminds us life is a string of precious moments. If you don't cherish them, you're missing your own life. Stoicism doesn't say ditch ambitions or plans. It urges finding joy and meaning now, making every day count. Young Americans get swept up in deadlines, from exams in Chicago to promotions in Silicon Valley. Per the American Psychological Association 2023, over 65% of 18 to 34-year-olds' anxiety spiral over tomorrow, the next semester, job, or vacation. It turns today into a waiting room where you exist but don't live. Stoicism challenges, focus on this moment, it's all you truly own. Ask, if you had one day left, would you fret the future or savor now? Many think future focus is smart, planning careers or finances is key. Stoicism agrees but warns, if it dominates, you miss life's shaping moments. Imagine skipping laughs with friends over test worries, then regretting it. Memento Mori says, joy and pain are fleeting. Why waste now on what ifs? At an Austin concert, you're glued to your phone instead of the music. When it's over, you've missed it. A Boston friend regretted obsessing over work during a beach trip, ignoring playtime with her sibling. A UCLA student skipped peaceful sunrises for cramming, later realizing they're worth more than grades. The present isn't just a moment, it's life. To practice, be present each morning. At breakfast, ditch the phone. Notice coffee's taste, birds, singing, morning light. Breathe deep. Say, this moment is all I have. Try the 5 senses exercise. Name 5 things you see, for you feel. 3 you hear, do you smell, 1 you taste. Like, sunlight on the wall, warm blanket, traffic hum, coffee aroma, toast flavor. It pulls you in, making days richer. Try it tomorrow, you'll see life in full color. We've just unpacked 5 powerhouse reminders from Stoic philosophy, 5 affirmations that aren't just words, but a mental roadmap to shape your mornings. I'm grateful to be here, thankful for breathing, living, loving. Yesterday doesn't own me, dropping past baggage to walk ladder. I control my mind, owning your thoughts amid the world's whirlwind. Kindness is my superpower, choosing compassion to make an impact. And finally, this moment is all I have, valuing now, since it's all you've got. These aren't ancient relics from 2,000 years ago. They're vibrant, practical tools for you, a young person navigating America's fast-paced grind to find peace and purpose every day. Imagine waking up not to email pressure, notifications, or to-do lists, but with a clear mind, grateful heart, and unbreakable will. Stoicism doesn't promise to erase hardships, but it arms you to face them. to live a life worth living. These reminders are your key to turning every morning into a meaningful launch, where you don't just survive, you thrive. The best part? You can start tomorrow with just seconds for yourself. Now, pause and reflect. If tomorrow you could only pick one of these 5 reminders to practice, which would it be and why? Gratitude to rediscover joy, letting go of yesterday for more. Freedom, share in the comments. When we open up, we grow together. Thanks for joining Stoic Wisdom on this journey. If this sparks something or added value, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Stoic lessons. Let's build resilient minds and meaningful lives, one moment at a time. You ready for a different tomorrow? See you in the next video.